Okey, seterusnya bab 1.2.2 menukar nombor perpuluhan kepada penambelasan. Penambelasan. Konsep yang sama. Hari itu kita buat perlapanan kan. Konsep yang sama je. Cuma yang penambelasan ni kita darab dengan 16. Itu darab 8 kan. Kita bagi. Lepas tu kita darab 8. Yang ni kita bagi. Lepas tu bakinya tu kita darab dengan 16. Kita menggunakan kaedah bahagi dengan 16 tak gunakan baginya.
In this video, we're going to talk about how to convert a decimal number to a hexadecimal number. So how can we do this? Well, first, you need to understand that the decimal number is based on a base 10 system. The first digit can be anything from 0 to 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Jadi decimal ni base 10 ha?
9. And the same is true for the second digit. We have 10 options to choose from. So the decimal system is a base 10 numbering system.
Jadi decimal number ialah base 10 ha? Base 10. System number.
Now what about the hexadecimal system? Notice that it's composed of two words, hexa and decimal. Hexa corresponds to 6. Decimal, as we can see here, corresponds to 10. And so if we add 6 and 10, this will give us 16. So the hexadecimal numbering system is a base 16 system. Now, you need to know the numbers that corresponds to the hexadecimal system from the decimal system. So the number 1 in the decimal system has the same value in the hexadecimal system. So 1 corresponds to 1.
Maksudnya ni nama untuk decimal ha? Ni nama untuk penambelasan ni perpuluhan ha? Satu sama je. Kosong letak lagi ni. Kita tengok.
2 corresponds to 2. And 3 corresponds to 3, and so forth. 5 corresponds to 5, 6 corresponds to 6. I'm going to continue the pattern here. And I forgot one number, and that's 0. 0 corresponds to 0. I started with 1, but we should have started with 0. Now, once you get to 10, that's where it changes. 10 doesn't correspond to 10. 10 in the decimal system corresponds to A in the hexadecimal system. 11 in the decimal system corresponds to B. 12 corresponds to C. 13 corresponds to D. And then 14 corresponds to E. 15 corresponds to F. And you stop at 15 because when you include 0 going up to 15, that's...
Okay, boleh faham? Ha? Apa dia nak tanya? Apa D? Apa D? D lah. Huruf mula dengan apa dia? A kan? Lepas A apa? B. Lepas B apa? Lepas C apa? Sebab apa D? Sebab lepas C dah D. Betul lah. Ha? Sama dekat. Pasal apa 2? Sebab lepas 1 dah 2. Okey, tengok seterusnya.
16 numbers. And so the hexadecimal system is based on 16 different numbers and letters. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to convert a decimal number to a hexadecimal number using a calculator, because you can easily do it with a calculator.
Okay, sekarang ni kita nak how to convert decimal to hexadecimal menggunakan calculator.
Fast. And also, just in case you get a test where it says, do this problem, no calculator. And if you get that, we need to know how to do it without a calculator. So make sure you understand the basics of long division. If you don't, I recommend watching the video I created on long division, 179. So how can we convert 479, which is a base 10 number, that's a decimal number.
Okay, salin. 479 per 10. Nak convert kepada 16 ha? Ini salin fokus betul-betul. Tengok dia buat betul-betul ha?
Number into a hexadecimal number. How can we do this? The first step is to take 479 and divide it by 16. So we said we're going to use a calculator for this, so let's go ahead and do that. 479 divided by 16 is 29.9375.
Boleh ya? Sama dengan konsep pelapanan hari itu.
So here we have an integer of 29, and then we need to find the remainder.
Okay, remainder berapa? Macam mana dapat remainder ni? 0.9735 kita akan darab dengan 16. Kalau pelapanan kita darab dengan 8 ha? Masih ingat lagi? Bagi 16 mana? Ni yang kita bagi 16 lah ni. Ni, perpuluhan. 29 ni, kita ambil 29. Jadi sini jadi kosong kan? Jadi 0.9375 darab dengan 16 kita akan dapat baki. Tengok.
To find the remainder, multiply 16 by 0.9375.
Okay.
So 16 times 0.9375, that will give you a remainder of 15. Then
Boleh? 16 ni, mula kita bagi 479 bagi dengan 16. Dapat 29.9375. Lepas tu 16 darab pula perpuluhan 9375 untuk dapatkan baki. Bakinya ialah 15. Betul kira? Okay, seterusnya kita bawa turun 29 ke sini ya.
and you start with this number, 29, and divide that by 16. So let's move on to the next row.
Salin ha?
So 29 divided by 16, that's equal to 1.8125. So that's one remaining.
Okay. Yang mana nak darab? 16 pula. 8125. Dapat berapa? Kalkulator bawa lah. Dalam peperiksaan dibenarkan bawa kalkulator. Berapa jawapan dia? 13. Betul tak?
And to find the remainder, multiply 16 by 0.8125. And so that will give you a remainder 13. And then you need to take the 1,
Kita bawa turun 1 ha?
divide that by 16. Now we really don't need to do the division here because 1 doesn't go into 16. I mean 16 doesn't go into 1. So we could say it's 0, remainder 1. But if
Okay. Kalau kurang daripada 16, 1 kan kita bawa turun. Tak boleh kira sebenarnya. Kita ambil je. Jadi berapa jawapan dia?
Jadinya
1 DF tu. 1 C ke 1 G? Jadi awak tak boleh buat jawapan 1, 13, 15. 13 sama dengan D. 15 sama dengan F. Jadi jawapannya ialah 1 D 15 ha?
If you did it, let's say if you taken
Tengok.
1 and you divide it by 16, you're going to get 0.0625. So looking at this number, you'll see that we need to put a 0 here. And then if you multiply 16 by 0.0625, you'll get 1.
Dapat 1 juga ha?
But you really don't need to do the division. You can see that 16 goes into 1 0 times with a remainder. Now once you get a 0, this is when you stop. So focus on these numbers, 1, 13, and 15. I'm going to rewrite it, but let me get rid of this stuff first. So we had 1, 13, and 15. So the remainders, you want to convert them to hexadecimal numbers. 1 as a decimal is 1 as a hexadecimal, And based on the chart that we wrote earlier, 13 corresponds to D and 15 corresponds to F. Now 1 is the most significant digit and F is the least significant digit. So we need to write it in this order, from the most to the least significant digit. So therefore, 479 in the base 10 system as a decimal is 1DF as a hexadecimal. So we can write a subscript of 16 to indicate that this is a hexadecimal number.
Okay. Siapa tak faham? Ha? Boleh faham? Jangan tanya pula berapa F jawapan dia. Berapa D jawapan dia. Berapa 1 jawapan dia. Boleh faham ah? Mudah je kan? Yang penting faham ah.
And so that's how you can convert a decimal number to a hexadecimal number using a calculator. Now let's try another example. 894. Feel free to pause the video. Use a calculator to convert the decimal number into a hexadecimal number.
Okay, buat sekarang. Okay, check jawapan.
So let's start with 894 and let's divide it by 16. 894 divided by 16 is 55.875. So that's going to be 55 remainder, and take 8.75 and multiply it by 16. And so that's going to give you a remainder of 14. Now, let's use this number, 55, or you could say this number that we have here, and let's divide that by 16. $55 divided by 16, that's 3.4375. And so we have 3 remainder, and then take 0.4375, multiply that by 16, and that will give you remainder 7. Now, let's take 3. 3 divided by 16, that's going to give us a number less than 1. So we can go straight to the answer. That's going to be 16 goes into 3 0 times with 3 remaining.
Maksudnya kalau kurang daripada 16 tu, ambil jawapan sebagai baki ya. Kurang daripada 15 lah, terus ambil jawapan dia.
3 over 16, you'll get 0.1875.
R ni maksudnya reminder ya.
And so here you have a 0, and then 0.1875 is going to be 3. So that's a remainder of 3. If you do 0.1875 times 16, that will give you 3. Now let's convert the remainder values to hexadecimal values. So 3 as a decimal is 3 in the hexadecimal system. 7 is still 7. Now 14 corresponds to a letter. So using a chart, 14 corresponds to E. So we're going to write it from the most significant digit to the least significant digit. Thus 894 is 37E in the hexadecimal system. And so that's it for this example.
Itu semua? Okay. Okay, soalan Kak Umar boleh buat homework. Yang pertama 3284. Nombor 2 7956. Nombor 3 satu ke ni?
14,259
14259. Perpuluhan tukar kepada perenambelasan.